Let's take another question from the audience. Yes, sir, right here in the front.
For John D. and Mike, I guess, Resident Evil is a huge franchise at this point with multiple games, multiple movies. How did you decide? You said you're mostly focusing on the second and third game. How did you decide, here's the era we'll focus on?
Is that a question for you, or do you want to?
I think it's tandem, I believe.
Okay. Well, you know what?
We'll talk together at once. So,
if you ask, I'll take the first part. Sorry to steal the thunder here. If you ask our fans, some of the favorite games in the series is Resident Evil 2 and 3, but we really wanted to focus on the environment surrounding Raccoon City. Now, for those of you who don't know what Raccoon City is, it's this Midwestern town where a viral catastrophe happens that's turning all these inhabitants into zombies and other creatures we call bioorganic weapons. And so just capturing that whole mood, that whole mystery surrounding this viral outbreak I think was important to us and important to the fans. I mean, they really were calling for some more classic survival horror, which is one of our pillars of our franchise.
and for us, translating 2 and 3, it was more about the textures involved with that. The color palette is a bit different. Last year the video game was about bringing that video game to life, whereas this year we really tried to put players into the game, down to when you walk through the maze, when you're not getting scared out of your wits, keep a close eye on some of the props that are in the rooms, because we've actually placed items from the game sprinkled throughout the maze. The lighter, we have a save point room,
yes.
The ammo.
Now, wait a minute. Wait a minute. I've been in these houses. People aren't going, oh, look.
You're not doing that.
I saw them. They're going like this. Ah! They're not going like, that's so funny. I love that. They're going like, what remarkable attention to detail. Do you remember August 17th, I was in the den playing the game, that lamp, they're scared shitless.
Fair enough.
It was just for me then, I guess.
It's for us geeks.
Truthfully, actually, I'm just being subversive, but the truth is, I think it does make a difference. I mean, I just know from Werewolf, like 6 people just from that little group said to me, oh, they had the Mickey Mouse, So I'm thinking, okay, so I'm just teasing.
I'm sure, though, speaking of that, you do make a good point. If I'm a gamer, and this is my favorite game, maybe going into the house, I'm thinking, I'm going to look for these things. I want to feel like I am in the game, just having a slightly different experience this time.
Well, definitely. You're probably going to go through this stage like this. You're scared, but you want to see all the detail. But I think that attention to detail, really, it was interesting to watch the whole creative process grow through. I mean, everything from the slightest touches, like how the ears of the zombie dogs would point. We went through a couple revisions on that. And it's funny because you think, well, that's a really small detail. But see, something about Resident Evil fans is that we have the most loyal, vocal, and critical fans in the whole industry. And I say that very lovingly. But anytime they see any sort of inaccuracy, they're the first ones to tell us, and we're really respectful, of our fan base like that. And it is really just to provide the best experience possible for our fans.
Well, you're definitely going to get it. Let's take another question from the audience here. Yes, sir. Plaid shirt.
John Landis, just wondering, when you made werewolf, horror was still a very niche genre. Can you explain, do you have any reasoning why it's gone so mainstream in the last maybe in the last 10 years, it's really taken off?
It's not just horror, science fiction and fantasy. The big sea change has been that what's always been exploitation and B product, and they kind of point to George and Steve. They say it's Star Wars and Jaws, which are essentially, Flash Gordon and the Creature from Black Lagoon. So they're B pictures made with A budgets. And that's true, that's what's happened. And now that's what's happened. It's sort of like the industry's turned over. And I think that's just a general cultural trend. I think zombies are really interesting, is the popularity of zombies, because, all horror films are metaphors. I mean, all fantasy's metaphor. So what is a zombie exactly? And ultimately, I think zombies, they always talk about the zombie apocalypse. There's, it's a disease, or it's from, nobody talks about voodoo anymore. Now it's radioactivity, or aliens, or the government, or something. And I think World War Z, did you see that? That was funny, I thought. I got thinking, good thing Brad's here. No, but the thing with zombies, I really believe they're so popular because they represent anarchy and the loss of control and the collapse of society. And look around the world, I think that's what we're scared of, and that's what's happening in a lot of places.
Great answer, thank you. Let's take another question from the audience. Yes, sir, all the way over here. Black shirt, glasses.
How many
Oh,
emails did you
John.
actually get before you were like, all right, well, maybe let's hear what they have to say? So how many emails did you get before you were like, all right, let's listen to what they have to say?
Who?
Oh, are you talking about being convinced to allow their product to be, okay. So I believe the question is how long did it take to massage the both of you into allowing this to happen?
I think I wrote about 500 emails over to Michael saying, please use our IP.
It was the opposite effect.
It was the other way around, actually.
Well, actually, they had asked me for quite a while. You said 5 years. I guess it predates you, but they've asked me for a while, and I've always been hesitant. But in fact, I came. Mr. Timon had me. Jim Timon had me come down. He's French. Nobody knows. They have a whole horror maze called, the Eclair of Death.
Don't reveal our secrets too soon.
But we've had a long day, so I'm sorry. But anyway, you know what? I came, and actually, it's you. I learned you're the person from the chainsaw people, huh? I was here at the park. They turned the lights down, and I came. The later it is, the scarier it is. And I came, and all of a sudden there was this horrendous noise. And I look over, and there were like 11 Leatherface guys. It's really loud, charging me. And I thought, I'm scared. I mean, it really was intense. And okay. And these guys have a science. They've made a science of these mazes. And in a game, it's interesting because in a video game, the interactive levels really lends itself to a maze. And a narrative like Werewolf, where it's a beginning, middle, and end. It's a story. I thought, well, what are they gonna? How are they gonna? And actually, it's a very specific thing, and I think they did a great job. I'm fascinated. I mean, it's frustrating for me. They're used to it, but I'm used to having control of where people are looking and stuff. And just watching, I've only seen a couple hundred people go through, but I keep thinking, wait, they're so scared, they jump at this, and so they walk real fast, and I go, but you didn't see that. And there's this amazing, the first kill on the moors is incredibly well done. And they're all running screaming. They're not, and I keep thinking, don't you want to see that? There was so much work in that. They're 200 feet away. I don't know. It's interesting, and I realized that every time they go through the maze, it's a different experience. So that was impressive. So I said yes, and I'm actually very pleased I did.
Great question. Yes, another one. You, sir. And then we'll come to you in the back there. Absolutely. Yes, sir, right here.
John, you mentioned the word anarchy. Did you ever for 1 minute think about marrying the Blues Brothers, Frat Boys from Animal House, American Werewolf?
Wait, actually, what did I suggest today? I was thinking.
I want to say when Mike is going,
They should go Homestead
no.
Animal House maze. Or the Blues Brothers of Death. I don't know. Actually, we are doing. We should next year. There's going to be, the Three Amigos horror maze.
Watch out for the hip thrusts. All right, let's go into the back. Actually, the young lady that was here, yes, ma'am. Go and stand up if you would.
So, tell us the secret. What's Halloween Horror Nights 24 going to be like?
Different from 23. That's all I can say.
Is this like a spoiler?
Yes, it'll be scary.
That means no.